have now reached the intersection where ideas, beliefs, and perspectives collide. So be free to be you. It's the Crossroads Podcast with your hosts, author, speaker, and transformational strategist, Barzini, and entrepreneur, empowerment coach, and tech diva, Dre Renee. If you're ready to talk love, business, politics, and everything in between, you're in for a ride. Welcome to the Crossroads Podcast.
What's going on, everybody? It's your man, Hunter Grand, your personal agent for change, making life easy, Barzini.
And I'm fempreneur extraordinaire and tech diva all day, Dre Renee.
And this is the Crossroads, where there's only one rule.
Be free to be you.
So I want to point out something.
Oh, God.
Ever since
you always want to point out.
Yeah, I'm going to point out something. Okay. Ever since you got married, you've been doing the intro real different. You know, y'all, she used to do the intro, and I'm fempreneur extraordinaire tech diva. Now it's, and I'm fempreneur extraordinaire and tech diva all day. Dre Renee, like
it's breathy.
Listen.
Is that what it is?
I don't know. It's real. It's real 976.
Oh, jeez. Well, wasn't trying to do that, but you know, hey.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. She got a new attitude.
Yes. Well, today marks one full month of wedded bliss.
Congratulations. That's her. She using her wifey voice, y'all.
Is that, yeah? Let's say that. Let's not say 976.
There might be some people who don't even know what that means.
You know what? That's true. Shout out to Gen Z,
whatever,
and
millennials and zennials and whoever the fuck. Like, I don't know.
Well, older millennials and zennials should know 976.
I'll be losing count of who's who.
Yeah, I count myself as a zennial, even though I guess depending on the scale, I could be the top of millennial or I could be the very end of Gen X. So I'm the very best of both, I believe. Like we had this and we had that. So
I'm just straight up Gen X. It is.
Yeah, you're firmly tucked in the X.
After anything else, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I'm like uncool old. Like, I guess there's a group. There is a group. I have to get. So there was a post. They was talking about that group BTS. I still don't know much about them, but I was like, "What's a BTS?"
Oh yeah, I saw that, and I liked your comment because I didn't know. I was like, "Is it behind the scenes?" I didn't.
Right. That's what it means to me in production. They were like, "It's only the biggest boy band in the world."
It's not Boys to Men, so who is it?
I'm saying it's not New Edition.
Right. I even give them Backstreet Boys and all of them. It was none of those.
Right. No NSYNC, none of that.
BTS. So you never found out what it was?
I googled it. It's like it's a Korean group. There's like 7 of them though.
Oh,
I'm like, that's too many.
About that
could never be a black group. It's too many.
They're already making pennies.
Hey,
you gotta split that 7 ways.
Well, not with today's economy. They could be paid.
Yeah. Well, I meant the black groups because you know. We seem to always get the raw deal.
Or just get their own tour bus to be on the same tour, like New Edition.
They were just ridiculous.
Yeah, I need to watch that again.
Speaking of New Edition, did you see? So I don't really watch award shows anymore, but I did catch the clip of the Battle of Boston. So they performed with
New
Kids
New Kids on the Block.
So they kind of did like back and forth, and then they did, you know.
Yeah, I heard about it. I didn't. It's New Edition. That's not a battle.
Well,
New Kids on the Block. They had one song to me. You remember that? Please don't go, girl.
Oh yeah.
That's after that. Now they just Kids on the Block.
Now they just kids on the block. They just on the block. They're not.
They just on the block. Yeah, grown ass, old ass men on the block, on the porch.
On the porch.
On the porch. So, You
So
know.
that was going on. Speaking of award shows, I haven't watched it either. Shout out to YouTube and social media because that's how I catch everything.
Mhm.
The Soul Train Music Awards aired this week, and so
Mhm.
apparently Ashanti got the Lady of Soul award. And so I was trying.
See, look, okay, y'all. This is why pre-production is so important. You got to talk about shit like that you're gonna mention because I don't have a poker face, y'all. So I don't even know the face that I made, but clearly I made one because that's why she's busting up laughing. For those who are not watching us on
That was
YouTube,
precious. We needed that. We needed your real raw response. It doesn't matter what your face looked like. We clearly know what's going on in your head. It wasn't like, oh, that's great news.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch the clip to see what my face looked like. I don't wait. What did I do?
I mean, the look was just like you looked up, like to the corner of your eye, like really. Well, that's how it translated to me. Like, what'd you say? The fuck? That's what it
Right.
looked like.
I'll put it this is what my look. If anybody asks me what I think about Ashanti,
Oh baby,
she's
ooh, baby.
fine as hell. She fine as frog hair. Like that woman is beautiful, and
Shout out to Ashanti.
she's kept well. Now, while I love a woman who's an artist and everything else, I will never tell her to sing to me. And I'm not saying she can't sing,
But
she looks better than she sounds.
oh well.
Now, if she sounded how she looks,
So I mean, she carries a tune. I mean, she's not gonna belt. She's not Fantasia.
She sings well enough to have had a career.
Yeah, I think she's.
Well, no, she looks good enough to have had a career. It's
Well,
like
she
had to
always look like that. She's in her grown woman at this point. I don't, you know.
No,
I don't
she
think
always
that's-
been fine. She ain't
yeah.
always been this fine. Like it was like.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
She's on a different level at this point. And I'm saying if she didn't look like this, I don't think anybody would care.
Wait,
about
I'll say this.
what her career was.
If I get to a point, you know, the show blows up and I get to a point to where I meet her and I'm like still single, I didn't mean none of it. Like,
I was gonna say,
listen,
girl,
hey,
Shanti, girl.
This episode might magically get deleted.
And that's fine. That's
I'm
fine.
like, we planned on saying that. We just wanted like crowd reaction. Hold on, no, I'll pull a Mace. Like, you know, I was just saying that to make you mad.
Yep.
But no,
well, I saw her verses with Keisha Cole, and I completely was reminded, like, oh, little Shanti, go ahead, girl. I mean, I liked her when she was out. Like, I know people didn't.
Yeah, I never not like. I don't like the old baby song because she just says it too many times.
Yeah, but I think for her market and what she was going after, she absolutely nailed that. Like,
right.
You know, to sing the hooks, and then she wrote a lot of stuff that we didn't necessarily know that she wrote at the time.
Well, so. I mean, I'd rather listen to her than Ja Rule try to sing.
Oh, I think he came out to do it with her, you know.
Oh, Diet Tupac.
Tupac Light.
Tupac Light, yeah, like slash DMX, like.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, he was just DM.
Oh yeah, DMX. Dang.
I mean, he had a cool run. Like Ja Rule was on for a second.
Absolutely, his verses was slightly popping too. I could have done without Fat Joe, but
he did his verses against Fat Joe.
I was like, hits. He had to, and that was the point. He was like, "Look, I was controlling the radio for like 7 straight summers." I'm like, that's probably true. Get your junior high, your high school, and your college.
People still giving Fat Joe a nigga pass?
I'm not, but he sure was dropping it on the verses. I think a lot of times now the verses, the battles are falling on our live shows a lot. Like Bobby Brown and Keith Sweat fell on one. I think the Ja Rule and Fat Joe fell on one, and the upcoming one is gonna fall on one. So I watch all of these on like YouTube.
So I'll call Tim and Swiss and see if we can See, you laughing now, but one day we ain't gonna be
One
laughing.
day,
So you know what I'm saying?
I'm with it.
Like, hey, bruh, we got a show that night, so
Yeah, you're
we
gonna
gonna
have
have
to
to. We got to share the ratings.
ease up, ease up. But
I need people.
also, it's gonna be in LA, like the last one, so it's gonna start a little later. I think the
Mhm.
ones that were in New York or
Okay.
on that side, we were competing with, but they're not
Mhm.
starting probably till like 7 Pacific or
I
after.
love how we really think we compete with first.
I mean,
I mean, speak it into existence.
that's
If we
right.
get more goddamn subscribers, you know
Come
what I'm
on, y'all.
saying?
Hit that button. Hit that button.
Speaking of which, man, let's hit them with them sponsors real quick. Y'all, as always, the Crossroads is brought to you by the House of 334.
It's the house.
For all your business branding and copyright needs, go to houseof334.com. It is Black owned, it is woman owned, it is Black woman owned, and it is amazing. The Crossroads is also brought to you by the Crossroads Podcast, y'all. Again, we are still on a mission to get to 10,000 subscribers, and we cannot do it without you. So if you are watching on YouTube right now and you haven't yet subscribed, pause the video, scroll down, hit the subscribe button, scroll back up, and then finish watching this episode. Not only that, share it with a couple of people who can share it with a couple of people, because y'all, we have a bunch of great content in the content bank for y'all that you can go check it out. This is actually episode 50, y'all. 50
Never
straight
remember to have
episodes.
my air horn ready.
I'll add it in post probably. You know what I'm saying? So y'all, that's a feat. Also, for those who would like to donate to the Crossroads to keep this going, y'all, this is a labor of love, but love ain't free. And if you think it's free, go tell your landlord that you love them. But we just thank you, and we're grateful to those who continue to donate to keep this show going. If you would like to donate, you can go to our bit.ly. That's bit.ly/the Crossroads. That's THEXROSSROADZ. It can be a little, can be a lot, but we love y'all just the same, and we appreciate y'all.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely. That was wonderful. Bow, 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 bow.
maybe one day I'll just pay bills professionally.
Yeah. Shout out to that.
Go on people's show, and maybe I'll be like, you got the movie dude that does the movie voices. I'll do that for people sponsorships. Have you ever noticed every movie trailer always started off in a world? like every goddamn movie trailer, especially sci-fi, in a world.
I was gonna say that's Transformers. It sounds like that's how they open up all the ones.
Yeah, where robots were people and people were robots. And you're like, wait, huh? The fuck?
What?
Yeah, they gotta set it up.
Indeed. Well, while we're talking about subscribers, of course, again, if you have not already subscribed, please do so. There's a link right in the YouTube box, or if you're listening to us on your favorite podcast platform, it's there too. All you have to do is click, and subscribe. But we want to shout out those of you who have subscribed since our last episode, and that would be Navarre McNeil, Tamika McCullough, and the L Redman. So shout out to our newest subscribers. We are so happy to welcome you to the Crossroads family.
Welcome. Now you're gonna have to share this episode so people can hear y'all shout outs. You famous. We're gonna make you famous. Don't let us get a picture of you. You're gonna put it on the screen. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? We might have to do a little screenshot of where it says new subscriber.
Bam. There it. Pop.
I'm giving Barzini more shit to do. I'm not doing that.
I'm laughing right now. I'm like, God damn it, yeah,
I'm just throwing stuff out there. I've seen it done.
She don't know it, right? Y'all, I think like one day we gonna learn how to do each other's tasks. We don't really do that. We just be like, okay, here's your part, and it just gets done. Yeah. But yeah, like right now, Dre's at the controls. Like she controls the platform and stuff like that. So like all the controls and the pop-ups and the lower thirds and the captions and shit, she do all of that. And I did the controls once. I didn't get to do it again. We ain't gonna tell y'all. We ain't gonna tell y'all. Okay, I got 2 words. Hot mic.
Oh my God.
That's all I
I'm
would
like,
say.
delete.
Like, listen, y'all, she had a Jesse Jackson moment. Oh, good thing we caught it before it it went to the world.
That was hilarious.
Oh, it wasn't hilarious at the time, but it
No,
was
it
later.
wasn't. It wasn't. But
Right.
it wasn't anything that we couldn't have come back
Mhm.
from. It wasn't
Oh yeah,
like
right.
super. It just would have been a little
Yeah.
embarrassing.
Well, speaking of coming back,
That means you got to leave.
that means you gotta leave. And we have an announcement. We're gonna do just that. Leave.
Somebody is about to choke on their peanuts right now.
Right.
What?
We're not leaving permanently, but we will be taking a break between seasons. This will be the last episode of the first season of the Crossroads. We've given y'all a lot to catch up on. This is
Yeah.
50
It's like
episodes.
2 seasons.
Yeah, if not longer, y'all. So no, we are going to take a very brief hiatus um to do some things. We got to do some things in the personal life and for the show. So there's some things that we have to do, and we're not going to be able to do those things and keep our current recording schedule. So we're not going to disappear though. So we will be doing some pop-up lives and stuff like that. So you will see us. It's not, like, oh my God, I gotta wait. You don't have to wait months to see us. We will be around, but just our current regimen and format will it won't be the same for a few weeks, and then we'll make some announcements when we come back. So we're gonna still connect with y'all. We won't be completely gone, but we are gonna take a break to prepare for our next season.
Right. And that
Of
also
shows.
means, honestly, for those of you who listen to us on your podcast platforms, that's all the more reason to subscribe to our YouTube channel, because you'll be able to keep up with the live recordings. And, we get a chance to see you and interact with you there before we start producing more episodes in the following season.
Right.
So,
And you get to see our faces, y'all. Like, I know, like, you listen to us and you love hearing us talk, and I get so much feedback about Dre's voice, but we
my
also
976.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's not gonna go away for a while, y'all. She gonna be happy about that. But y'all, we look good.
Oh, my
So
mama.
oh my, like, it's like you hear our voices, but then you log on to the YouTube and you're like, oh shit, they fine too. So like,
Come on
yeah,
with it.
but only one of us is single.
Now that's true. That's true.
I'm single deluxe. So
Come on, Deluxe.
sorry, fellas, she's taken.
Yes, I am.
Slate's taken by hashtag. Well, he ain't hashtag boo no more. He hashtag husband.
Yes. He's forever hashtag boo, but yes.
Oh yeah, they still in the
gotten an
mushy.
addition.
They still in the mushy stage, y'all. So we
I
still
hope
got a
we stay
while
there.
to get my husband to death.
Yes. Yeah,
shout out to her husband.
husband. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's next?
You already know what's next. It's only one question to ask right now, and that's the fuck. So for those who don't know this segment, this is our last the fuck segment for the season. And that's where we scour the interwebs. But we don't really have to do that because it pops up in our feed. But daily we come across something that just makes us say the fuck. So Dre sent me something today, and I'm gonna let her bring it out. I gotta make sure I even understand it. So
yeah, interesting. Yeah, because I was like, who is this person? But it's a tweet. Don't trust y'all people's family members this Thanksgiving. I'm just speaking from experience. Me and I'm assuming his baby daddy years ago was upstairs being nasty, and his girlfriend was downstairs talking and laughing with the fam. Be safe though. So yeah, I don't know who she was to the family.
right.
or she was a friend of the girlfriend, or she's I don't
So
know
who was she
is.
saying she's wrong? Like the family shouldn't have been talking to his girlfriend. Like I'm trying to figure
Oh,
out.
maybe she's a family member. That's what she's saying. Don't trust y'all family members because she's upstairs doing it with who ultimately becomes her baby's daddy, but his girlfriend, which might be somebody she's related to, was downstairs.
Oh.
Is that what happened? Hashtag husband?
No, that was her current. She was fucking her current baby daddy upstairs while he had his new girl downstairs.
Oh, okay. Well, what is it? It says something about family members, so I was trying to figure out what does
Right.
that
Hold up. We're getting notes from the executive producer.
Huh?
The family's entertaining the girlfriend.
Oh, the family is entertaining the girlfriend while she's still getting it.
So
back, getting it in with
the
her baby
family's
daddy.
running interference.
That's what it. Oh, child.
Hey, shout out to the family though.
Oh wow! Not shout out. To the family.
PIP, hold it down. Mama, I love you. Hey, they was running a play. I wonder what they named that play.
That is crazy.
Hey, run the screen. Run the screen.
Wow.
Mm-mm.
We definitely read that all wrong.
Hey.
I mean, it's not everybody's foul. I just thought it was just the girl foul. No. Everybody's foul. The girlfriend.
I'm gonna say this. If I'm part of the family, all right, like good looking out. What they gonna do? Rat her out? No, it's his family. They gonna rat him out?
I guess not.
Not unless you got one of them hating ass cousins.
I just think that's ridiculous.
No, you know what I mean. I mean the family didn't like the girlfriend.
I'm gonna say apparently they don't like the girlfriend, and you should have never stopped dating Jackie.
Right. You know we like you.
She was good for you.
Right.
And so, they wow. That reminds me, especially since we are taking this hiatus, I always want to direct our listeners, especially if you're a new listener, go back into the vault. Okay. We had an episode called All in the Family. We didn't necessarily talk about this level of trife, but but fam
can be a motherfucker.
Yeah. And fam will hold you down through some foolishness, it seems. So
I will say this: I won't name the family member.
Oh shoot!
But I've had some family members hold me down, and I've held some family members down.
That's why I try not to learn anybody's names. I'm just like, hey.
I've had some family members do some bold shit.
Bolder than that?
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't even imagine anything bolder than that unless they right in front of the person. Jesus, it's some stare.
Look. Matter of fact, hold up.
I'm about to say it's about to be in the private chat in a second.
Yes. And then,
oh my heavens. Well, all that to say, ladies and gents, you wind up meeting someone's family for the first time over the holidays. Don't assume shit is sweet. If their old thing is there, and yeah, the old thing shouldn't be there. If it's baby's mama, like come drop the kids off, maybe pick the kids up. Like, why are you there? Oh.
Hold up, it gets better.
Oh God. Oh no. Oh, if you're a faithful watcher, nothing good happens
in the private chat
during an episode. Anytime he has to take it to the chat during the episode, it's never never greetings and salutations. It's always something that takes my breath away.
Yeah, the private chat is never a savory place. And I'll put it to you this way: scavenger hunt, and we might have a prize for the winner.
Oh yeah.
There was an episode. I don't even remember the episode, but there was an episode where we discussed my number of sexual partners. Mm-hmm. I don't say the number on the show, but I do tell Dre in the private chat. and and her reaction was much like that.
Still am not okay. But
Yeah.
and not that it's bad, it just was beyond what I guess I missed some moments. That was all that I was like, wait, where have I been? Where was I?
Right.
But I'm sure there are much worse. Well, there are worse.
Yeah.
Not to say that yours is like I said, yeah.
Like that, yeah.
You know what I mean. Let me be quiet.
You're right.
before
Yeah.
I'll leave it alone.
Yeah. So I'm not that bad. I'm still I'm still a child of God.
You are.
It just happened within a shorter period of time than she anticipated.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, yeah, that.
Yeah. Now I got to check in at the end of every year, like
Right.
what's been going on?
I'm okay this year.
Okay. All right.
Well, I mean, I'm not okay, but my numbers have not grown astronomically this year.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's funny. Well, the interesting thing about that is, that's along the lines of the topic for today.
Y'all, we are talking about sex, the do, the nasty, fucking, the horizontal mambo.
Yes, knocking the boots.
The grown up.
Mm.
I'm just saying, bumping uglies, smashing,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm just intercourse.
All the ways.
Right. What's that Stewie me? I want to have intercourse with you. The nasty relations.
Yes.
I wonder how many different colloquialisms we can come up with. Yeah.
Making love. You didn't say that. So, it's not.
Oh, yeah. That.
He's like, yeah.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. Don't mess it up.
Oh,
Y'all can tell who's single and who married on this show, right? She's like, making love. Okay.
Oh my
All right, making love. Hold up. That too.
Hilarious.
I think every time you say making love, I just think missionary position. Like that's like we're doing the regular.
The regular.
Wait, there was a meme that just made me pause a whole lot. It says men be twerking during missionary. I was like, damn, we kind of do. Because especially when you be trying to like, you know what I'm saying, get that stroke. Because if you take the woman away and he just we essentially I have not done missionary since I've seen.
Oh wow. Hilarious.
I don't know if there's anywhere that you can get. So there were some questions that came up, as far as like the sexual conversation. And I want to see your face when this first one comes up. So the first one, and you'll have way more insight than me. Well, not way more. I mean, not worded like that, but just more.
I was like, here we go.
Right. So one of the questions was, does size matter?
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. I got the got the lump in my throat.
And ladies, I need y'all, if you're watching the show, you need to comment.
We are going to definitely talk about this during our live episode this week. So if you're listening to this now tonight, right? So if you're listening to this episode, then it'll be later on in the evening that we'll go live. We go live on the first Thursday of the month. And so we're wrapping up the year on December 2nd. So we're definitely going to ask you, because I am not the authority on all things penis.
This show you are.
Yeah, Like,
To be clear,
well, you have one. I
I
can't
do.
be the authority, but
I mean, I could tell you like its functionality, but
yeah, I'm like, well,
you know,
but I will say, there are certain things that you can do with more than you can do with less. But I don't think, unless we're talking about like super small, in which I have not experienced anything that was like, I need a magnifying glass, or like, are you kidding?
Mhm.
And then, well, I guess, and then we're getting into different types of sizes. So you have like length is a size, but then you also are potentially talking about
Girthy.
girth, because you could have long, but it ain't really
Or you could have both.
doing, or you could have, well, then in that case, we're not talking about you. Those people are, generally elite unless you don't know what to do with it. And I think that's the feedback that I've gotten from women is, size is not the most important thing, because nobody wants, well, many of us are okay not having our cervixes punctured, so so just having a big one for big one's sake is not
Mhm.
necessarily the goal.
Yes, it is for us. I'm sorry, like, so okay, I'm gonna interject with like
I'm like, oh,
size matters to us as far as like having it, right?
right, but
So
you don't have a vaginal cavity. You don't
no, we
know
don't care. We don't
exactly. Well,
care.
well, if we're talking about,
Like you telling
does
us,
it matter with regard to sex, we
yeah.
have a different answer. If you're
Oh,
just
of
saying,
course.
can I stand there and pose and be,
Like,
Superman, then
do you take
there
your
you go.
pants off of the imperial butter? Horns go. Dun, 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 dun. You remember that commercial, Imperial butter?
I do. Yes.
But no, so Michael Shea got a new comedy special on Netflix, and he was talking
Mhm.
about like men and our egos as far as like our size. And he was like, ask any dude, like if a woman ever goes to a man and be like, listen, I'm breaking up with you because your dick is just too big and I can't take it. He was like, ain't no nigga ever gonna be sad. He gonna be like, well, you gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
that's a compliment to us. You know what I'm saying? If you say, oh, my cervix, I mean, well, I mean. But so I got a question.
Yeah.
When everybody's talking about like, oh yeah, I'm gonna blow her back out and blah blah blah. Like, there's a lot of men that just pride themselves in just being vigorous versus
Mhm.
like finesse or something like that.
Right.
Regardless of size, it's almost like wanting to be sexually violent. Like if you ain't beating it up and pounding it, like you know what I mean. So
Mhm.
I'm assuming there's women that like that, but like, what's the general consensus of women that as far as like having sex, making love versus fucking? Like, should there be like, when is it okay? When is it not? Should it be some variance, or it's like this is how you like it with this person? Like, walk us through that. Walk the fellas through that.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a variance, because there's like time and place. Maybe,
Mhm.
you're trying to get in a little quick moment, and you're trying to get to the finish line. So there
Mhm.
might be something that you do during that session that you wouldn't if you like, we have time, or
Mhm.
this is an actual point of connection, right? We're like in a romance, we're looking in each other's eyes, it's music, it's can't, that might be a different type of experience. But I do think by and large that men and women, we hear different things in songs, or you see
Mhm.
stuff on on TV or movies.
Mhm.
We were actually talking about this last night. It might be a little much. I don't know if anybody's kids are watching this, but like, if we
If
if
they've
you're
seen this
talking,
show, they put the kids to
put
bed
your
by now.
kids to bed. Right. If we're talking about the man, ejaculating, or he's finished, that's not that's a mess. It could be a messy moment, right? And so, but on TV or movies, I think we we're watching something. Oh, I think it was Power. And old
Mhm.
girl just jumped into her pants and was like, "All right, I'm gonna go for that." And I'm like, "You ain't even going to the back." So, so imagine, maybe not that particular, but anything that you're
Mhm.
being informed by the media, or some sort of entertainment, and then you get into the real deal, and you're like, "Oh, I thought this is what y'all like, or I thought this is what you do." So it is
Mhm.
important to communicate, and I know that,
But a lot of dudes don't know, right? Like some dudes just bust and get up. So they think it's just like all the way up in y'all and just gone. So maybe you
yeah.
need to explain that occurrence.
Maybe you need to go to Google. But I'm just like, if you gonna be doing it and you don't know how this thing works, but okay, gentlemen, that's okay. I'll be your friend. Um, so yeah, bow, 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 getting it, getting it, getting it. And then, at a certain point in time, you may feel compelled to speed up because you're trying to get where you need to go. So,
Mhm.
this is a good time to like be aware of the person that you're with. I mean, I know like your body sometimes it just look, I'm trying to get there, but you don't want to hurt the person that you're with unless they're into that. So if it's like harder or more or whatever the instruction is, then keep the party going. But if somebody's like wincing or like whoa 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 stop or whatever, like you have to pay attention to that as well, because what gets you there may not be the same stimulation that gets us. Like we are, and it's really unfair. But we're kind of like a slow build up, but it's like steady. And
Mhm.
if anything kind of knocks us off, then we sometimes are back down to square one and have to start that all over again. And I believe I could be wrong this where you got to come in, you guys get there. And even if you pause, you don't return to zero. You can
No,
pick up.
that's cap. That's cap. We actually
You start from the bottom too?
mhm,
Oh,
mhm. A
okay.
lot of times
Well,
it's kind of like you can be right there, and it's so like, and I don't know if this is similar for women, so you can tell me
mhm.
this. So just the same thing. It's kind of like it's the same thing when y'all like, oh, right there, don't stop, like that rhythm, like whatever you want, right?
Yeah.
Boom, and then he switch up, and you like, fuck, right?
Because
You
it's probably not humanly
right.
possible to
So
keep that.
same thing with us. Like you can always tell when a dude is about to bust because that stroke get real consistent.
Mhm.
It's like whatever we're doing right there, it's like, oh, our hips take over. Like we're no like when we get there,
Shakira.
yeah, when you get like so during you get some variations of speed. You might get the slow strokes, you might get the super, but when that shit get just super consistent and it's not changing up, it's just and then you might get you know we have no control over that. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying?
So that goes back to what I'm saying. I'm saying, be aware and all of that.
We
And
can't
you
because
guys
we're
are
not
like, we
we're
can't. Yeah.
right.
Okay.
So okay, so here's cheat code for doing this won't make a lot of women feel good, right?
Dang.
When a dude is about to come, he's not always in the moment, right? We're very visual. And so it could be like you in a bomb session right now, and it could be like, no, like this moment right here is what's getting me there. Other times it's a thought that we've gathered to, it's like that we've linked onto along with the physical stimulus that's occurring now, right? And it may not be you in
Mhm.
that moment. It could be you in
I say,
another
oh, get
moment.
somebody killed.
Hey, I'm
Get
just saying. So
somebody killed.
sometimes it's like, so you in it, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit. Oh, girl in the red dress at the mall. Oh, girl in the red dress at the mall. Oh, girl in the red dress at the mall. And it's like, but no, and his no, I'm not bullshitting you. So now also we don't have control. We're not searching for a thought. Or some dudes could. It's just like you got all kind of shit that's like turning you on and going on in your head, and then just it's like when you about to come matched with the thought that's right there. It's like, oh shit, boom, stay there. Keep that thought. Keep that stroke. Don't move. Like everything that's happening right now. Everybody stay there. You know what I'm saying? Now, sometimes, like I said, a lot of times it could be you. Other times it's like it's just so random. You know what I'm saying? And ladies, don't act like y'all like never thought about some other dude of your celebrity crush.
Well, you're saying this is not like, oh, don't act like it's never happened to you. You're making it sound like this is a regular occurrence for men.
I'll say this. It's a regular occurrence for me.
I was like, when this is over, I'm about to go ask some questions. What was you thinking about last night?
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, look, he ain't gonna know. He's like, shit, I don't know. I'm thinking about you. But no, so our mind goes one direction, our body. So, like, it just takes control. And then it's like, boom. And it's like, whew, whew, you know. Now, it could be you right now. If you bomb and then y'all move on with the next chick, he might be thinking of you each time. You know what I mean? Like, it's one.
My goodness. Okay. Well, it is what it is. Keep that in your mind. Whatever's going on up in here, keep that in here. Please don't ever say nothing.
Oh, don't say it out loud. Like, you be like, oh, girl in the mall with the red dress. Oh, girl in the mall with the red dress. And you're like, who the fuck is the red? I don't even have a red dress. No, you don't say it out loud, fellas.
Don't do that. Yeah. Whatever's, keep that to, if that's what gets you where you need to be, keep that to yourself. But yeah, I mean, to the point of, you know, like beating it up and all that, like that is super extra. Like, yes, there are moments the same way, depending on, like, you know, if the G spot is being stimulated or depending on what the person is working with, there might be some sort of like, yeah, you know, harder, faster, you know, but like the whole, anybody that's doing that for your whole session, or depending on how often you're having sex, like your shit is messed up. Like you're going to be sore. Nobody wants to be dealing with that either. So yeah, I just think you definitely need to find that with the person. And that's assuming you have a regular sex partner. Like if you're kind of just, you know, having sex as you have sex, then there may be less of an opportunity to kind of learn somebody. And then I guess that's when you go to like whatever your moves, you know, in those situations, I think everybody's out for themselves. I don't really think it's like, let me learn you and do what you want. It's like, you here, but this is about me. And the other person is like, let me just get, so I gotta kind of leave room for that too. Like everybody's not in a committed situation or even a regular situation, because there's some people who aren't necessarily committed, but they like, we have sex. That's what.
But I will say this now, ladies, this is to your advantage. You can use a man's ego to your advantage to be sexually pleased, right? Because it's advantageous to us if he gets good reviews. So yeah, he might get his. Like if he's terrible, he'll probably, and you go tell somebody, his default is always gonna be, oh well, I still fuck though, you know, I got mine. But he would much rather, girl, that nigga right there, and he did this thing, you know. Well, you know, you know what I'm saying? Because we're 90% ego.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Also, well, I don't know. Not in my friend circle, we don't talk about guys because nobody wants to advertise the person and what they're getting
and stuff and like.
Oh, you're talking about married people.
No, I'm just saying, like, you have married friends and or like some women don't talk because you ain't gonna put your, like, if you in a relationship, you ain't gonna put your dude on display like that because you know how some other women are like, oh, he be doing what? Y'all just don't be trusting shit. That's
what did it say? Don't trust your family, but shit, trust some
you might be listen, you might be at Boulay while somebody running interference. Be careful.
Burn the whole place down.
Don't get nobody cut.
No,
yeah. So, what would be your advice to fellas? Like, she's like,
The first thing that came to mind is that it's not a one size fit all. But I started laughing because I'm thinking we're talking about size. But it's the same.
uh-huh.
Like every situation, every person, it's not the same. And
Mhm,
so, kind of just be guided by the moment.
mhm,
And, the older I get and kind of think about this in a more mature manner, it's like, yeah, if you can't tell the person that you're with what you like and what you don't like, or kind of instruct them, if you will, then you really shouldn't be in the arena. Like,
mhm.
this is like, who wants to do it just to do it? Well, maybe
Men.
some people do. But in the case where there's so many risks that come with it, like at
Right.
least you can be like, I'm safe and satisfied. If you're not doing either one, then
Mhm,
that's a whole lot. So yeah, having the conversations, but in the case that maybe it's not a super deep connection where you would have the conversations, just be guided by, what's going on in the moment. Pay attention to the person that you're with. Maybe ask questions like,
mhm.
how do you like this? Is this good? Whatever.
Did
I don't know.
did
Some people
did
that
you
might
come?
some people might be turned off by that, but some people might really appreciate that you
Right.
care.
Okay, so yeah, so tell me this, like a lot of women be like, don't ask, did she come? Like you should know. It's like sometimes you
Yeah.
don't
And
know.
again,
Like,
this is the whole like stop getting your shit from TV. Like
mhm,
it's not you may not know
mhm,
either side. Like I don't know if I asked you or somebody, like I think I thought not recently. This is like when I was much younger, but I thought you guys 100%, like every time you guys,
mhm,
you guys didn't leave without what you came for. I'm like,
mhm.
this is terribly
Yeah,
lopsided, because there's so many women who said they've never experienced orgasm or very rarely experienced orgasm. And I thought like, oh shoot, men is out here batting
just
a
busting.
thousand.
Yeah, no, no.
And
Which is like leads us to our next question. Like, do you fake orgasms? We know women fake orgasms, but contrary to popular opinion, so do men.
mm,
Men fake orgasms as well. Um, Depending on the stimulus, there's a lot of things that a misconception and that a lot of women think is that one, men will fuck everything and pussy is pussy, and that is
hmm
not the case. There's so many factors that go into, like, we have just as, let me not say just as many idiosyncrasies, but we have a lot of idiosyncrasies sexually too,
hmm
right? When it comes to, what I'm saying, to intercourse, to head, to all of that stuff. Like, there's a lot of different factors that make it good. And like you said, it's not one size fits all. It's not
right.
just because you know what I'm saying, you got a vagina that you automatically make dudes come. And I've never met a woman that was, every woman that I know, me, oh well, mine's is good. I be cheat code. Men lie a lot. Okay.
Oh, thanks for letting us know.
No, we lie.
Hmm.
Because we not really trying to be out to hurt your feelings. We'll tell the homies, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We'll tell you, oh yeah, that was good. Be like, bro, it was all right, bro. Like, you'll know if it's good. Like, like you know, if we super matter of fact, like, you trying to come through and be like, chances are it's not that
Not that good.
bomb. You
Mm.
know, consider the time of day he calls you, and sporadic. Like, if it's sporadic and it's, like 1 a.m., it's like that means no one else answered the phone.
Oh.
But no, it's don't think just because like you can just show up and it's gonna be great for us. Like, nah, you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
temperature matters, wetness matters, technique matters. Like, are you participating, or are you just laying there? Do you got some variation? For real. Like, what's that arch like? Don't be just, thinking like there's are you visual? Like, are you visual? Are you sonic? Like, sounds
Mhm.
mean things to you know what I mean? Like, there's can you stimulate us beyond just the physical touch. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like I had an interaction with someone, and I didn't know I was as audible as I am. Right?
Mhm.
Like she was talking to me, and I was like, "Oh, this shit is turning me on." You know what I'm saying? Like, especially when I was about to come, I was like, "Oh no!" Like, so now it's like, if you say, and so it's like you got that moment, you got that thought, and she
You
talking
had
that
all the
shit.
pieces,
Like,
nigga.
no, right? Because how many senses can you? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm seeing the right thing, I'm hearing the right thing, I'm feeling the right thing.
Mhm.
I better be smelling the right thing.
I was say, well,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh,
so it's
that's
like
funny.
when you have all these senses being positively stimulated
Mhm.
simultaneously, it's like that shit is a rush. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So imagine that like with both. And so when you have two people paying attention to each other's bodies, there was one partner that I had where almost every time we would orgasm together. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Like that shit is dope. You know what I mean? Um, and it wasn't like we was just trying, but I think like hearing the other one like progressively climax was turning each other on to where it's like boom, like at the same time, you know.
Mhm.
So and different, just like if you've had multiple sexual partners, you know that it's a different experience from person to person.
Right.
You know what I mean? Sometimes that natural chemistry is just different. And you hear like I don't want to get too graphic, but just I can repeat certain things that was said where I was like, what? What did you just say?
Oh, my goodness.
Like, okay. And then probably this is just too much of my too much business, but
I know. I was
whatever.
like, oh.
This is gonna be some so had a partner and we was in it and I was about to come and we were having sex unprotected. It was a regular partner, so we were having unprotected sex. And you know, sometimes I'm talking to her or whatever, so I'm about to come out and I was like, "Do you want me to come inside you?" And she said, "Please." I was like, "What?" Like that was just some sexy shit to me. Like, please. And another time, same
And that's why
person,
you gotta talk. That's why you have to
right?
talk to
Yeah,
people
yeah.
because you
Another,
might be thinking like, oh,
yeah. I don't.
the last person I was with or another person didn't like that or doesn't,
Mhm.
or they would never allow that. And then
Well,
you have
that was,
somebody
but
who's like,
so yeah, it was a normal occurrence, like, but it was a more like sexual talk. Like, I'm letting you know I'm about to come.
mhm.
Like you want me to do like I wasn't like do you want it or not? It wasn't
No,
do you
I
want
know
it or
that.
yeah.
I was just
It
using
was
it as a
banter, but
moment.
her
Yeah,
response, she never responded like that. And I was like,
my goodness.
I lost it, literally.
I'm about to say,
Right. But then there's certain things you could say. She was like, you know, we was into it, and she looks at me and she's like, "Your dick is just perfect." Well, I mean, thank you. I almost said thank you during.
or
What?
you're welcome.
I mean, you know, I had it custom
Oh,
made.
shoot.
But no, but like, just think of what is the most perfect thing that you can say. You know what I mean? Like, and that shit is encouraging. You know what I
Mhm,
mean? So feeding each other's ego, like that, like, what's the shit that you like to hear? You know what I mean?
mhm,
Glad you don't necessarily talk about it during, but those are discussions that you can have. Like, yeah, I like to be spoken to. I like to be this. I like this beforehand or after.
mhm.
Like,
Yeah,
the communication about sex is extremely important, and I think the conversation is taboo to a lot of
yeah.
people.
Because you just assume, or you want to assume that people know.
Hmm.
Right? Like this has always been so kind of, I don't know if hilarious is the word or ironic or whatever, but it's like you want your partner, especially for men, like you want your partner to be experienced, but you don't want to be too
To
experienced,
experience.
or you
Uh-huh.
know what I'm saying? So it's like, well, for that person to know what they're doing, they
They
would
got
have
to get
had
experience.
to do it. But even if they've done it, doing it with you is a different experience. And so we have to be willing to, when we connect with a new partner, to have these conversations and do this explorative thing again, right? It doesn't matter if you've been having sex for 20 years or 30 years, however long you've been doing it. You're now with a new person, and what worked with the last person, you might have mastered it. Like, shit, I can do this in my, well, hopefully not in your sleep, but like, you know, I know what to do. And
Do
they know what
women often think that like they're gonna do the same thing with every dude? I know dudes definitely think that. We got like we got a basic package that we got some stock moves.
cheer, bow, and
And it's like this is a lot of dudes is gonna deny it, but ladies, trust me on this one right here. Most dudes got a basic package and a set of moves that we do, and it's predicated on the first woman that we made respond to the move. So we're doing something and she like she went crazy. We was like, yep, that's my move. That's
put it in my bag.
Right. Like it, when I put the leg over and do the hurricane. Like,
hollering.
Hold on.
Oh God.
I'm gonna do the tilt. I'm gonna do the tilt-a-whirl and come back with the thunderclap, and we're gonna finish off with that. I couldn't even think of another name.
Mess. Mess.
Hold on. That shit used to get me going.
Oh gosh. Well, I know we were talking about faking orgasms before we went into this. And so, you know, dispelling the myth that men don't. But I just, you know, want to encourage women to like not do that. You know, many times it is like, or we're considering like you don't want to disappoint your partner, or kind of like a stroke of the ego. But what it really does is it just enforces basically what you just said, right? Like if you respond positively to something that, not that it's bad, because that's another thing, like being mature enough to have a conversation like, okay, maybe I didn't have an orgasm in this session, but it doesn't mean that it's bad. Like I remember the first time that I was with somebody who didn't, and I didn't know how to, I was like, what does this mean about me? Oh my God.
I've had women cry. The left women cry. Like,
I mean, I I didn't cry, but I felt on the inside, like it was like that music that come on in the in my head, like what the hell just what just happened here? And so I mean, and perhaps, you know, it could be that there was something that you did or you didn't do, but also, or let me ask, does that always mean, or could it also mean that something was going on with you and it didn't matter who?
It can be a number of things. So yeah, there's an obvious, like he's not turned on by you, all right? Like it could be that. It could be stress. You know what I mean? So stress has a lot of different effects. Sometimes it's ED, and you know, and a lot of women shame men. Oh, you can't get it up. High blood pressure.
Oh, let me be clear.
Like,
no, he got it up.
no, I'm saying, but I'm saying it manifests in different ways.
Let
But sometimes it could be like, no, but sometimes it's like, you know, he doesn't get there. A good number of men have been desensitized, right? So chronic masturbation can cause difficulty having orgasm during sex, right? Because the level of friction that you're used to using your hand, you know what I mean? Like you get that hand grip in the palm of your hand, the skin is so much more rough and it's greater friction. So men are more mental sexually than people give us credit for, right? And so we come based on what our mind associates orgasm with, which is why most men will come from the same position. You know what I mean? So think about like a partner that you have consistently. Y'all can do a whole bunch of stuff, but he finishes typically in the same position, right? Because this is what his mind associates orgasm with. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So if you masturbate a lot, right, this is what your mind associates with climax. So You can have that WAP, it can be great, but there's not enough friction for him. He's not sensitive enough to your body because the vaginal canal is a lot softer. The temperature is different. So that sensation is much different. It feels great, but he can't orgasm because the mind is like, all right, this is great, but
when we gonna get that
yeah, where the tongue
palmetto.
full great. Exactly. So he'd have to, like, sometimes he has to retrain his body to be able to respond to you. So, or it just could be like another woman that he was with felt different, and that's what his body is used to. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of different things. It's, ladies, it's sometimes it's you, but it's not you. It's not always you in the way that you think it's you. It's not always he's not turned on by you. It's not always you didn't do a great job. It's not that the sex wasn't great. There's just a lot of different factors. Sometimes his mind isn't there. He's just like, I'm just doing this, but I'm thinking about this other thing that's going on in my life or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So don't take it personally. I think it's something to talk about. It's kind of like you might say, hey, where were you? Now then you have to ask, is it a one-off, or is this a regular occurrence? Because the chemistry between you might be off and you have to find that. But sometimes if he normally does and then it's like, oh, this time he didn't, it's like, okay, something might be going on with him mentally or something like that. So it's just about, one, you got to know, he's got to know his body. Know what's going on with him to be able, because sometimes he may not, it might be like, shit, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Could be a lot of factors. So it's
That's
it's
good.
good to just kind of know.
Good information. All right. Well, I mean, we have a last question. You want to do that one or save it for the live?
We can save it for the live. Let's save that one for the live. We don't want to give him everything. Leave something to the imagination, which means y'all need to log into the motherfucking live. And if you missed the live, it's still gonna be on YouTube. But we want you to be there for the live.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, what's your final thoughts?
Have sex responsibly, happily, communicate. I think, have fun. I think a lot of times people are so kind of uptight about it, but yeah, if you are being responsible and you either have a regular partner or you're in a committed relationship, it's so much better when you do the work to find out like what the person likes, so that like you're hitting the bullseye or you're at least close, right? Like you may not knock it out of the park every single time, but you're there, you're in the vicinity, and that makes for an enjoyable experience for the two of you, and then you want to do it more, which will hopefully aid in the closeness of the relationship or help to bring you closer, even if you're having some problems elsewhere. I remember you said, like, if you have an argument, like, did you say have an argument naked?
Yeah. If y'all miss that episode, what I'm saying is the advice is, if you're in a relationship and y'all are having a fight, go to the bedroom and get naked.
Yeah.
And then have the argument.
Like,
it's harder to do. It's harder to do. Or get in the bed and lay down and then talk it out. And I say that one is because you can't storm out.
Right.
You can't storm out when you're naked. It's like you're forced to communicate, but you also might be like, what you're not gonna do is yell at me with them titties bouncing so soft and supple. Like you sitting there, nigga, you don't know. You like, I mean, his lips are
on it popping after that. Yeah.
I told your ass not to. I wonder, I wonder if anyone's ever, I'm pretty sure you're having an argument during sex. I wonder what that's like.
Yeah. I feel like Jody and Yvette, I think they.
Oh yeah. That's the most beautiful toxic motherfuckers. Yeah. That's some toxic shit. Yeah. My final thoughts. Create intimacy. And for better sex, right? Don't be afraid to like super openly communicate and candidly communicate about what you like, what you didn't like. Like if you enjoyed something, give praise.
Right.
Like, hey, the other night when you did that thing, do. Like when you like something, let your partner know because they're going to continue to like it.
Right. Right.
When you don't like something, say it so they won't do it. You know,
Right.
you may not say it right after sex.
Like, hey, that don't don't
Like,
do that.
okay, so I give you another thing about I'm giving y'all too much of my sexuals, but I leave my fucking nipples alone. Right? No, I don't like that shit. Like if you ever want to see me squirm, I'm like, you be like, stop.
Don't
I'll be feeling real like, don't. Yeah, I can be feeling about like, nah, leave my nipples alone. I don't like it. It doesn't feel good to me. And so I have to say that because there's been times when you like in the foreplay and and she
and that's
kissing on
likely
you.
because the woman has
Right.
had an experience with
Where
somebody
there's some dudes that love it because like
yeah.
the homie talk about sex, she like, oh nigga, you don't like chicks took it, nigga, I love that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And you like,
I be like, leave my nipples alone. Don't do that now. Yeah, it's not my thing. I do not like. In fact, it's annoying. It irritates me, and it'll take me out of the mood quick. And so sometimes I've laid there and tried to endure it. Like, okay, she only gonna be here for a second.
oh jeez, yeah,
And
that's the
she's
stuff that we can't do.
and she's
Whatever it
not.
is,
Yeah,
you
like
gotta let them know.
right. Or I'll do
Somebody
something.
else might be like, oh, thank God, I didn't want to do
No,
that
she be
anyway.
like, she's like trying to kiss my nipple, or you know what I'm saying, or kiss my nipples or something like that. And now like grab her head and kiss her, like, yeah, like do something different.
Bring it up.
But yeah, but no, like, and I'm talking about the intimacy of communication, so that when you're having a sexual experience, it's like, and sometimes like tell them what to coach each other. You got a lot of people that's like, I ain't got no time. If you should just know. Like, no, nobody knows. Everyone is different, men and women. And if you go in there thinking that, oh, I know what to do, don't be telling me what to do. Like, no, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like, make it part of your sexual banter. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you'll be like, ask them what they like. Ask them what you want me to do. Just I want you to tell me what you want me to do. I'm following instructions. You know what I mean? And, shit. Like imagine y'all in the foreplay or whatever, and like fellas, you just get in their ear, and you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I'm following instructions tonight. You in charge. What you want?
First of all, she'd be like, go in there and clean that kitchen.
I know, right? Be careful. No, I meant like no, like I didn't think that went through. Oh my God, you gonna watch the kids tonight?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, clean. She gonna say real sexy. Clean the bathroom. Clean that fucking ring you left around the tub. That's some sexy shit right there.
Yes.
She comes smack him on his ass while he cleaning the tub and shit. The fuck?
That's right.
Nah, I've gonna fucked up my final thought. Y'all, this I'm turned off now.
Right.
That's
nipples
funny.
in bathtub.
Yeah, nipples in bathtub. Like. But y'all, listen, make sure that you tune in for the live every first Thursday of the month. We have a great time. It's at 6 p.m. Pacific. Yeah. We're gonna bring this up, and because we want to get y'all's feedback, and then leave some feedback in the comments so that we can pick it up for the live or maybe on a future episode when we continue this, because sex conversations can go on and on and on. But until then, this has been yet another episode of the Crossroads. Episode 50. And y'all remember, this is our last episode of the season. We'll be taking a brief hiatus. We are not disappearing. We're just taking a break, but we will have some lives popping up. So make sure that you do stay tuned and subscribe so that you'll get alerts when we do that.
Yeah, so Merry Christmas, Happy New Year in advance.
And all of that.
Well, you said it. We're gonna be live, but for those of you who,
right. Well, if we do
we
another
won't
recorded
see.
episode, we'll both be older by the time we do another recorded episode.
We will. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you too.
I think my birthday falls on the first Thursday.
Oh, so
As a matter of fact,
she always gets the good shit on her birthday.
it'll be our birthday.
I mean, mine is exactly 2 weeks after, so
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, see, we don't get a live. We don't do a live.
But since we won't be doing recorded episodes, we can pop in. If you want to share your birthday with us, you might not even want to share your birthday with us.
I might not even be sober.
Listening to some of the stuff that you got going on, you might be somewhere.
That ain't going on out here. Shit.
Well, we didn't say you're gonna be out there. You might be somewhere else.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of during the hiatus, I might have to come holler at you now that unless Omicron hits the States.
Right.
I might feel safe enough to
well, you already know.
See if we can do a
I'll take you to
a live.
Yeah, a live. Probably from 4 Gents if we can get it set up. I'm gonna take you to Turkey Leg Hut when you get out here.
Okay. Let's get it popping.
All right. Well, I love you, and y'all, we love you.
Absolutely.
And until next time, always remember,
be free to be you.
We'll see y'all.
Peace.
We want to thank you for tuning in to today's episode. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and register for our email list for more episodes and projects from your hosts, Barzini and Dre Renee. Until next time, this has been the Crossroads Podcast. And remember, be free to be you.